Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about divine timing and having patience. Divine timing is really the most crucial thing. Because as humans, our human brain says, I wanted that yesterday. And I talked to you in recent podcasts about how I personally have the tendency to be very impatient. That's been a lifelong lesson for me is patience. But what keeps coming up to me, we talk about seeing synchronicities, so signs appearing over and over again. And for me, the one thing that keeps coming up, and maybe you have been seeing this too, is that divine timing is at play in my life. Everything really boils down to when is this going to happen for me? When we want to manifest, so often we obsess about when. When am I going to see this? And when is the big question? When and why am I not seeing anything? The big lesson here is to trust that everything is working out, even if you can't see anything. When you ask the universe a question, the universe will give you 3 answers. Either yes, yes but not now, or no because I have something better for you. If we simply would release and trust that those are the answers the universe gives us, we wouldn't have any anxiety or worry, because if we heard yes, we'd be like, oh my gosh, the universe said yes. And actually, the universe is always saying yes to us. But it depends on how we react to things as to what the universe is saying yes to. If we're saying, oh my gosh, I'm not seeing this, I'm seeing lack, it's never going to happen, the universe is saying, yes, you are, and yes, it won't. But if you're saying, yes, I trust the universe, what I want to manifest is going to happen. That doesn't mean that it's going to be exactly what you ask for, because sometimes we just don't ask for enough. We don't think big enough. We kind of skim on ourselves. We cut ourselves short because we ask for too little. So I believe when the universe says no, it's always because there's something much grander, bigger, better than what we ask for. We may be asking for $1,000, and the universe says, but I want to bring you $10,000. You were thinking too small. And I truly believe that this is what happens to us. So we need not get bogged down in when is this going to happen. But I know that you're sitting there going, it is so hard for me to let go and to not know anything and to not see anything happening. And I get it. I really do. We may not see things happening in the 3D, but that does not mean that nothing is happening in the 5D. The universe is always working on our behalf. So there are things happening that you can't see. If you're looking for your dream job, the universe may be lining it up so that it gets created, or so that the person who's currently in the job you want gets something better so that you can take that position. Or the universe, if you're wanting a relationship, might be saying that, hey, I have this perfect person for you, but this person is damaged, as we all are. And this person needs to do some healing. And don't take offense to that when I say damage. No one goes through life without becoming damaged at some point. It's not a negative thing. What it really means is that we have to go through the lesson of healing ourselves. And sometimes that is forgiveness. Sometimes that is learning how to set healthy boundaries. There are just a lot of things we have to do to heal ourselves sometimes. So the universe may be saying to you, oh, I have this awesome soulmate for you, but she's not ready or he's not ready. They need to do some more work on themselves spiritually to be at your level, because right now they're not at your level. And if you met them right now, It wouldn't work out because you would end up fighting because you're wanting different things right now. Like you're not aligned spiritually right now. Your partner isn't awake. And you know how it is. If you're awake and your partner isn't, that can be really tough. Really tough. It makes for a mismatch, and it can make your relationship even more difficult than a relationship already is. So you don't want to call in your soulmate too soon when that person is not ready. So that's why it's important, I know it sounds great to say, hey, I would like this soulmate by my birthday. Doesn't that sound great? Like, hey, deliver it on my birthday. Or deliver him or her, it. Sorry, sometimes we may feel like that about our partners, but no, deliver him or deliver her by my birthday. That sounds all nifty and all great. But again, it comes down to divine timing. It's all about whether that person is ready for you. Or if you're asking for growth in your business, maybe you're starting a new business, maybe you want to try something new. The universe is saying to you, it's all about divine timing. If you're not seeing the growth in your business right now, maybe it's that you're not ready for it. Are you ready and able to handle the major boom of business you're going to get if you're asking for it? And see, that's one of the things too that I've always realized is when things don't happen for me right away, it's not for a bad reason. There's usually a really good reason behind it. Like, if my business were to take off the way I want it to overnight, I would be so overwhelmed there would be no way that I would be able to handle everything right now. And the universe knows that. The universe says, okay, baby steps. We're going to do this in steps for you because you have to be able to handle it. And then we get tested along the way too. And the universe is like, can you handle this? Are you ready for this? Are you sure? So we get tested along the way too. And think about if you're asking for a relationship, for example. Let's just take that for example. You may have been making the same mistakes over and over in past relationships, Like maybe you didn't have healthy boundaries in your past relationships. So you let people walk all over you and you never stood up for yourself and you never spoke your truth. And you always ended up with people who ended up basically stealing your identity. What I mean by that is like overpowering you in the relationship. So it was all about what that person wanted and never about what you wanted because you were a giver and that person was a taker. And so you got stuck in this dynamic where you were doing all of the work and doing all of the giving and your partner was doing all of the taking. It wasn't equal. You were drained. You were feeling resentful. And that's just an example. So the universe says, okay, well, that was your mistake. Everyone is responsible equally for their own part in a relationship. So even if one person did more of the damage, usually both people are a little at fault. So it's thinking about what did you do or what do you do in relationships that you need to stop doing? And so if you're like me, I was an overgiver, the classic overgiver. I wanted to make sure my partner was super happy and I didn't care about my own happiness. And I started to say that to my partner. I started to tell him, look, I'm not happy. I don't feel like I don't feel like we're in the same place. And when I said it the first time, the reaction was like, what? Like, how dare you say that to me? And I cannot even believe you feel that way. And then do you know that was the exact same line that person used on me when he wanted to break things off? It was like, well, we're just not in the same place. Like, really? You said that to me, and now I understand. I understand where this person was coming from because I understood where I was coming from at that time. And I know now that the reason that relationship didn't work out was because I had stuff I needed to heal. Just as he probably had things he needed to heal. And the timing was off. It was totally off. So that's why when I tell you that you shouldn't be impatient and when you're asking for this soulmate and you're like, oh my gosh, I really want it to happen. Don't rush it, because if you get this person and they're not healed, they're going to project their wounds onto you. And if you're not healed, you're going to project your wounds onto them. You guys are going to bleed all over each other, and you weren't even the ones who cut each other. Okay? And it's just a cycle that perpetuates if you don't heal it. Just like if you go from relationship to relationship without stopping in between to really reflect and say, okay, what am I doing? Why am I yielding the same results? Because if you're sitting there and you're going from relationship to relationship and you're getting the same results and you're thinking it's the other person's fault, you are sadly mistaken. You don't get the same results over and over again by not doing the same thing. If you're looking at it from a scientific standpoint, if you were doing an experiment, you're the constant. And you keep changing the other people in the experiment. But if you're yielding the same results, it's the constant, the person that's there doing the same thing over and over and over again, that's causing the bad relationships. And I'm not saying it's all your fault, but I'm just saying you're obviously doing things that are not healthy, that are causing what's happening in your relationships. And I'm by no means picking on anyone. I'm telling you this because this was like a big aha moment for me and an epiphany whenever I went through my breakup. And it's one of the things I've really spent a lot of my time trying to do is heal. And to see, like, okay, when I first went through the breakup, I was like, oh, he did this and he did this and he did this. You know, you do your typical, it's all his fault, right? And then I really thought about it and I was like, you know what? Okay, yes, he did some things that I did not like and were not okay, but so did I. So did I. And that's when I look back, I'm like, okay, obviously I'm doing something. I'm doing the same thing over and over again that's causing the same result. So what's the one thing that's been constant in my relationships? And I'm looking back and looking like, what do I keep doing over and over again? And what I realized was that I was an overgiver. I always wanted to make sure that my partner was happy. And in overgiving, I was neglecting myself and my own happiness. I wasn't being my true, authentic self. Like I would only let him get to know me about 40% maybe. I didn't want him to see that other 60% because if he really got to know me, he may not like me and he may run away, right? That was the fear. But in actuality, in not being my authentic self and not being my true self to this person, I did the opposite. Instead of making him intrigued, like, oh, what's going on with her? It was like, okay, this person's boring and she's holding me at a distance and I'm never going to get close. And this is not a fun thing anymore. And it got old and stale. So thinking that I was being inviting and, in caring for this person's needs over my own, that it was attracting him, it was actually doing quite the opposite. It wasn't attracting that person. It was making them bored. Like, think about it. You could have anything you wanted, any snack. Let's say you like a snack. Let's say that you like Oreos. Okay, let's just use that example. You can have Oreos anytime you want Oreos. Anytime. So you eat them all day long. They're always being supplied to you. You never run out. Well, eventually you're going to get bored of Oreos, right? Now, stick with me here. I'm not saying that eventually everyone gets bored with you. That's not what I'm trying to say. But if you're only showing a person so much of your depth and you're always doing things that he wants to do or she wants to do because you're trying to be a people pleaser, that person's going to get bored very quickly because there's nothing exciting about that. There's no chase. There's no, equal push-pull. You're not telling him your true opinions about things because you're afraid that if they disagree, they're not going to like you. You know what? A good, healthy fight sometimes is actually really an amazing thing when you do it with the right person. Like when you are confident and you know yourself and you have the attitude of, I don't really care what other people think about me, and then you get into a disagreement with someone who knows how to communicate, it's actually a very exciting thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be a very exciting thing and not necessarily bad, and it's very healthy because you're talking and you're communicating. And like I said, it's exciting because nobody wants to date themselves, maybe a narcissist, but really nobody wants to date themselves. And so they want excitement. And who is this person? And what are you really about? And how are we different? Because sometimes different is good, right? It's exciting. Exactly. So you have to sit there and think about, what is it that you were doing in relationships that kept getting the same results? So you need to heal yourself. And then your soulmate has to be healed too. So by the time you work on yourself and that person works on themselves, the universe just kind of has a way of like, okay, pushing you together. If it's meant to be, it's never going to pass you by. If it's meant to be, it will not pass you by. Because the universe and everything else comes together to ensure that it's yours. But you have to do the work, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to trust. And part of trusting is not saying, when is this going to happen? How, where? And that's something that I have had to work on, not being impatient. It's all in divine timing. And when we try to get in there and fix things ourselves, that's when we really start just mucking it up, right? We're like, okay, I'm going to get in here and do this. Well, so let's continue using the relationship part as example, just because I think it's easiest for everyone to understand, but you can relate this to business or whatever. So let's say, you think you know who your soulmate is. You're like, I really like this person. I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach out to this person and I'm going to tell them how I feel. Well, if the timing isn't right, you may scare them away, or they may have to tell you, like if they're an honorable person and they're not ready, they may say, I'm flattered, but I'm not ready for a relationship right now, or I'm in another relationship right now. That could be another thing too. They may be having to clear away old karma, old debts. And same thing if you're talking about a business too. Like the time for you to get into this isn't necessarily right, but maybe it is the right timing. It's all about divine timing. So if you're getting all of these messages like, yes, it's the right time. Yes, go. Trust what you're getting. If you're getting the messages that yes, it's the right time, do it. Listen to your intuition and look for the signs. That's really the only thing I can tell you that you really need to work on doing is trusting your gut, listening to that intuition because it's your higher self and it's never going to steer you wrong, and looking for signs and asking for signs if you don't see them. Hey, universe, is this the right time for me for fill in the blank? If it is, please show me some signs that it is. And then pay attention, be mindful as you're going about your day, be looking, not just finding anything, but you'll know when they're the signs for you. You just can't ignore it. You really can't. Like for me, whenever I was thinking about going back to school, this was when I was going to get my master's degree, I was watching something on YouTube and I'm like, well, I don't really know if I want to go back to school right now. It would be so busy. And then all of a sudden this ad for an online school just pops up right in the middle of, what I was watching. You'll see signs like that. It's not going to be anything that you're like, I wonder if that was a sign. I mean, it's going to be like a hand coming out and smacking you across the face. Like, here's your sign. This is it. This is for you. So ask for signs if you need signs. And also in the same thing, if it's not the right timing, ask for signs. Is this the right time for fill in the blank? Another thing that you can try, and I think this is great too, is what do I need to do in order to get ready for blank? Okay? So if you're wanting a relationship, is there anything I need to do on my end to make sure I'm ready for my soulmate? Or if it's a business, is there anything I need to do on my end to make sure that I'm ready to start this new business? And then listen for the guidance that you get. Again, it may pop up in the form of ads coming up and you're like, oh, this sparks a great idea. You may have a dream about it. You can get signs in so many ways. Just pay attention to what's going on around you. And the other thing that I want to mention that you can do if you're waiting for the right timing for relationships. One thing we can do is send out healing ourselves. We don't have to know who our soulmate is. That's not important. Our soul knows who our soulmate is, but we can send out healing energy from our heart space, from our heart chakra, which is like an emerald green color. So imagine sending out this beautiful emerald colored light from the center of your chest, and imagine it going to someone else. You don't have to have a face or anything. Just picture like a blank person there, knowing that whoever is on the receiving end of that is your soulmate. We can send them healing. Now, when I say this needs to be, I have to say this because there are going to be some people out there who are going to be sending like telepathic messages like, hurry up and get here. You know what I mean? That's not what this is about. When I say send healing energy, what I mean is from your heart space, imagine just sending pure love, non-threatening, and just, I send you healings, I send you blessings. Heal yourself, be blessed. Sending it from your heart space to theirs. If it's a job you want, same thing. You could send love from your heart space to that job. For my business, I imagine sometimes sending love out from my heart space to my clients. It works the same way. We're just sending out positive energy to the thing that we want. And I love that. I love that we're able to even do that. That's awesome. But the most important thing is to remember that divine timing is the key. So if you find yourself starting to get impatient, number one, that means you're out of alignment because you're not being in the flow. You're not relaxed. You're letting it stress you out and get to you, and that's not being in the flow. If it's making you anxious or emotional, or you're emotionally drained, or you feel fatigued, it's because you're out of alignment. And you can quickly get back into alignment by, one, recognizing that you're out of alignment. And you can also say to yourself, when you realize that you're out of alignment, you can say to yourself, I recognize that I'm out of alignment with whatever it is, fill in the blank. I choose to release the outcome and feel good now. Thank you, universe, for guiding me. So again, when you feel that way, when you feel, I have to know when it's going to happen, I have to know how it's going to happen, it's the anxiety, it's fear. That's what it is. It's fear getting in your head. It's your ego edging God out, telling you that it's not going to happen because for some reason you think that God can't provide it for you, which is obviously He can. He can do anything. So it's recognizing, I'm allowing fear to come in and take over. I'm allowing my ego to take over. I'm out of alignment with what it is that I want. And so when you feel yourself getting to that space where you're out of alignment, it's saying that I recognize I'm out of alignment with, and you can fill in the name of a person here, a situation, or a belief system. I choose to release the outcome and feel good now. Thank you, universe, for guiding me. And just say that to yourself as many times as you need it. Do a tapping if you need to. Sometimes we need to do a tapping to tap out that fear. Just go to YouTube, search for Brad Yates, and search for a tapping to either tap out fear or whatever it is that you're feeling. You may know what you're feeling. You may not know what you're feeling. Usually when I do a tapping for I am enough, it makes me feel better no matter what's going on around me. So do a tapping or do a quick meditation, but get yourself back into alignment and allow yourself to just let go. To know that when you're in the flow of things, when you're in the flow of life, you're being taken care of and everything is going to work out perfectly for you. Just tell yourself it's timing. It's all about divine timing. The universe knows best and knows what's best for me, when it's best for me, how it's best for me. So just let go. You don't need to stress or worry. Just let go. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to pull a card for you today. So I pulled a card from my Divine Whispers deck, and it is Your Health is Important. The universe is asking you to pay attention to your health right now. Are you taking care of your body? Your body is a temple and it needs to be maintained. Make sure that you are eating properly, staying hydrated, and getting some exercise. Your body talks to you when things aren't working properly. If you have been feeling really off, then you may need to seek medical attention. Don't ignore the I don't know why I can't read today. Don't ignore the signs your body is trying to give you. It's time to start taking better care of yourself today. There are a few mantras that go with this card too. The first one is, my body moves me every day through life. Perfect health exists in my body. I have an abundance of health and vitality. I release all disease from my body and welcome in health and happiness. I am a vibrant soul radiating in a healthy body. All right, I love that. And if you love this deck, you can get your very own copy. If you go to my website, melissaoatman.com, and click on the Divine Whispers tab, you can order your own deck for yourself. Just click on the PayPal link. Each deck is $22. And it will prompt you to put in your address and you will pay, and then I will ship the cards to you personally. Also, I want to announce to you that for the ending month of January and for February, as my Valentine's gift to you, I am offering my Love Your Life course for only $33. If you have ever felt stuck, lost, depressed, like you just don't know where to go next, if you've ever wanted to manifest all of your dreams or have your dream life, but you just don't know how to do it, this program is for you. It is a 23-day lesson. It's online and you will be given access when you pay. You'll be given a code to log in to the membership area of my website where all of the material is housed. You can take it one lesson per day, 2 or 3 a day, however you want to do it, once every week. Whatever you want to do is perfect, and the materials are yours to keep forever. And they are things like meditations, tappings, articles, podcasts, so many different things, videos to help you live your absolute best life. So happy Valentine's Day from me to you. I want you to love your life again. So take advantage of that discount while it's there. If you go to my website, melissaoatman.com, click on the Love Your Life link, you'll see a description of the course, and also there is a PayPal button. Just pay the $33 and then it will take you to your access code where you can then access all of the awesome materials in that course. Also, don't forget to take advantage of the sale going on coaching. All of my sessions are 30% off right now, so take advantage of that too. If you want to work with me and you're not sure what you need, or if you just want to contact me, do not hesitate to reach out. I love talking to my listeners. You can contact me through email, text, phone, social media. All of my contact information is in the description of this podcast. Also, please subscribe and share my podcast with others if you like it. And please leave me a review from wherever you're listening. That helps me so much, and I really, really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on social media where I go live on Facebook Mondays at 5:30 Central. And I also do readings that I upload to Instagram, IGTV. So don't forget to follow me there. I hope that you have an amazing day that is filled with so many blessings. You are a blessing to me, and I want to thank you so much for being with me. I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.